Hey, good morning. Welcome back, everybody. This is day 18 of the 10,000 Swing Challenge. I'm Dan John from danjohnuniversity.com. Today's a little special edition. On paper, I want to do 750 swings, so I catch back up. If you've been watching this or even pay attention to what I think I've written, I've been struggling with COVID. Nothing bad. But I did have that one bad Sunday about a week or so ago where I only did 250 swings, and I just keep thinking unless I just do them, this thing's gonna last forever. So, what's nice if I actually finish what I say, which is a big thing to me, I'll only have good morning from Sweden. I'll only have today, tomorrow, and one more day after that to finish this off. And that'll work out almost perfectly with my weightlifting meet. That'll give me a couple of full weeks to just get back to doing the snatch and clean and jerk. And ideally, when you do something like this, there's a benefit down the line, and I'm hoping it'll actually help me as an Olympic lifter. We'll just see. I don't know if that's true, but how you can find out unless you do. So today is the 750 swing challenge. So I'm probably going to lose my Instagram people because I only have the 1 hour with live, but maybe I'll just reboot it. And for you fine people over here on the YouTubes, that just gives you even more boring time. All right, let's get started. We'll just get some reps going, and then we'll worry about numbers and all that other stuff as we go. Thanks for being here. Ooh. Excellent. So, yeah, it was a tactical error to do this, but getting all these swings in are important to me. Today is Tonic Thursday. Today is the day. Traditionally, I just stretch and do mobility. Of course, I'm doing the 750 swings first. So, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Just as a reminder, somebody always asks about my warm up. You're watching the warm up. If I'm doing 750 swings, the first 100 or so are warm ups. What's in the frame with the swords? This one here? Frame with the swords. So, are you talking about that there? That one there? Can you see that? So the frame with the sword is. Oh, are you talking about this one here? Yeah. Okay, above the. See, I'm not good. So that's a San Francisco poster. That's a Galway won the All Ireland a couple years ago, and then that's a signed jersey by all the athletes. That's Brave. That's the young lady from Brave, Merida. That's my dad's jacket. That's where I've been on the map. But that's the military stuff. What I get. This is my little shrine to the military. There's more stuff over there. But, is that what you mean? Hold on just a second. All right, that should be good enough. All right, let's get going. Thank you. You bet. Let's get back to these. So generally it's 500 swings in a workout, but today it is 750. So the first bunch are kind of a warm up. I use a 20K bell because I'm 65. Let's just keep going. Jeez. It's strange, on a typical day, if I do 50, I'm 1/10 the way. Today, when I do 75, I'm 1/10 the way. The reason I think that's funny is that I think 75, 5 sets of 15, basically, whatever, is like the perfect repeatable swing workout, something you could you could do, for months and months and months. And to think that today that's 1/10, just that's a lot of work. Some of my students are doing well. Oh, thank you. I have a young friend from Salt Lake City cheering me on here. It's been a good week. I got a real nice award a couple of weeks ago, and then yesterday, the Mayor Murray kind of presented it to me because of the issues with COVID. Some of my friends who I work with in a military application saved some lives this week. Yeah, yeah, so that was kind of cool. I was getting a whole bunch of these emails from this group, and it was kind of nice. It was kind of nice. I felt like I had a small part saving innocent people. A small part, but that's better than a kick in the head, All right, 750 swings today. Let's get going. I should have done 5 more. Yeah. So, yeah, it'd be weird to think about that. The math. But that's why I like these challenges. I know a lot of people like things like marathons and triathlons. I used to do this one. We used to call it the Dan John Sprint Triathlon. It was a group of friends. I can't remember how many laps it took, but we went to a pool and we swam, and then we did a bike ride, and then we kind of walked at the end. Later, when I was recovering from my total hip, I would do laps in the swimming pool where I was living, and then get on the exercycle, and then go for a walk. I mean, if your plan is to do like, I'm going to swim a mile, ride my bike, I don't know, 15 miles, and walk 5 miles, something like that is nice. There's no time limit or barrier. I like those challenges. Things that you can do alone and just kind of tick your own mental box. That's how I see the 10,000 swing challenge. I don't see it like snatching 200 or 300 or anything like that. Hey, good morning. Well, thank you. Love from India. We got friends from India today. Okay, reminder. So I use a 20K. Usually I tell men to use a 24 and women the 16 or 12, depending on some factors. For those of you who've never done this 10,000 swing challenge, one of the things you're going to find is that when you finish, all your dreams do not come true. You don't get the ability to fly or hold your breath for days. But after you finish it, in the weeks and months after, good things happen. And that's why I think I like this kind of thing. All right, let's get back to it, okay? So we will sneak up on 1/5 the way here. No, we'll get to 1/5 the way here for sure, okay? Okay. One of my favorite 10,000 swing stories is a friend of mine did it, and something happened on one of the first couple days, and he said he hurt his back. So, since the challenge was so important, he just decided the next day, I'm going to grit through it. So the next day, he cut the swings way back. But 2 or 3 days later, because he had a back injury, he told me later on that his technique, he hurt his back because he was doing all this extra, like this kind of stuff. So when his back started to bark back at him, he had to tighten everything down and just turn this into a column. And so his swings were just boom, 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 boom. So he cleaned up his technique, and after a few days, his back felt better than it had in years. So it's like one of those weird things where swings hurt this guy's. No, the way he was swinging hurt his back. The injury made him fix his swing, and then he kept swinging and made his back better, which is funny. I don't know if that's not a recipe or a prescription at all. Might be a recipe for disaster for a lot of you, but he was smart enough to clean up his technique. And, I don't know what that story means. So, 750 swings is a lot of swings. It's 50% more than 500, and it's 50% more for me to screw things up. So, I got to make sure today I'm a little bit, make sure I lock down the starts and finishes every time, and do that boom, boom, boom technique. Keep my back square, and don't get bored looking around. thought I'd go a lot farther that time. I thought I'd get way into 200 that time. Huh. Yeah, Alexander's doing the challenge with us, and he's talking about can't wait to finish. We have someone, Nate is out of coffee, so go get yourself some. Hang on a sec. One of our gentle listeners told me I should probably keep some Kleenex over here so I don't have to keep leaving when I have to blow my nose. Yeah, that's a long one. All right, let's just get over 200, and then. Sorry. Of course, the accumulation of doing all these swings is starting to kick in a little bit. Dang. So yesterday, after I did the swings, I Olympic lifted, and then got a whole bunch of extra sets of upper body TRX. You know, the rows, the Ys, the Ts, the Is, and then went for a fairly long walk. And hold on. Just a second. I'm sorry. YouTube fans. So this Instagram does this new thing where it just logs you out randomly, which is really stupid, I think. And I apologize, YouTube fans, but actually this is kind of good. It's good for you to see what a pain in the butt all the work I go through for you. Every time, it's all the same stuff too. I apologize. Sorry about this. Sorry, Instagram friends. Instagram logs me out every day now. Every day, Instagram logs me out. So let's get back to it. I'll have to re-explain everything. Okay, and it's just a big waste of time. I'm sorry, folks. Okay, so thank you. Instagram kicked me out. I'm logged back in, so it's good to have people here. Remember today, for those coming in late, 750 swings today. It'd be nice because, on that last swing today, I'll be at the number 9,000, which means there's only two more workouts. Last night I had this great dinner, salmon fresca, or I guess salmon fresca, almond, salmon, salmon, salmon fresca. Boy, it was good. Except I ate my dinners earlier now, so I can fast longer. This morning I am starving. I'm so looking forward to. I'm gonna probably do I do this oatmeal with a bunch of seeds in it, and then kimchi and yogurt. That sounds good. Fried bologna sandwich sounds good. Yeah, I could be hungry. I love when I'm training to listen to my food cravings, because I think it really, if you say, I mean, I'm sure what I'm supposed to say as a fitness professional is, boy, I would love a delicious spinach and kale salad with just some lemon squeeze on it. But that's not the way my brain works. My brain works like, yeah, scrambled eggs. Oh, fried bologna sandwich, scrambled with eggs, ooh, and ketchup and mayo and mustard. And your brain goes down that road when you're doing stuff like this. Okay, so technically, now I have a few less than 500 to go, but mentally now I'm thinking I can do the 500. So, and when I get halfway done from this round, I'll be 2/3 done. I don't understand the math. Okay, if you're a Pat Flinner, you're doing the 300, you can be done now, so thank you. 300 swings a day for a month. It's a pretty good way to train. Well, that's about what way Pat does it. Yeah, I do feel a little bit better. Internet grandpa, I do. I mean, I got issues, but yeah, we're getting there. What I like about Pat's 300 program is that they have days where they do 10 sets of 30. I think there's a day where you do like 30 sets of 10 or something like that. You can certainly vary it, I'm spitballing here, but, a set of 50, a set of 25, a couple sets of 15, 10, get those heavier numbers up, and then finish off with, two faster sets of 25 or something like that. There's lots and lots of ways to do something as simple as these swing workouts. And if you play with the numbers and loads enough, it keeps your mind engaged. For me, doing the 10,000 swing challenge, I need you guys, to be honest with you. Okay, so we're at 300, 450 to go. I go over that every day, but I'll answer it anyway. The person asks, do you change the rest of your training program when I do the 10,000 swing challenge? Well, every year I say I'm not going to. And this year with the COVID and him getting diarrhea. So I had COVID, he had diarrhea. Uh, you know, I changed it up a little bit, him being my dog. Uh, so just for reality. But, you know, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, I do my Olympic snatches. Uh, Yesterday I also did a bunch of overhead squats. Yesterday I did a lot of, I already said this, TRX pulls. Tomorrow I'll do Olympic snatches, but I'll do presses, overhead presses tomorrow. And then once I finish this, then I'll go back. I'm just going to get ready for that weightlifting meet. So I have to make some, you know, let's get going. Okay, so let's sneak up to 400 on these next few sets. Oh, it's been a long day. Pardon me. We're going to get a new Harry Potter film out here in a couple of weeks. The Crimes of Dumbledore, I guess. So it'll be interesting. I like these Fantastical Beasts ones. Sorry, I just saw an ad for it. Well, my Instagrammers have questions. Otherwise, we're all going to be just standing around watching someone 65 swing bells. So I think for breakfast this morning, I'm going to do oatmeal and kimchi for sure. I'm so hungry right now. It's funny. And the more I think about swinging, the hungrier and hungrier I get. And so it's halfway to 750. You know? Is this just going to get me half? Ooh. That's a lot of swings. That's a lot of swings. Okay, okay. Here we go. Okay. Next round, I'll get to 400. Interesting track meet. There's so many. Well, it was a long time ago, but it was a San Jose Relays where it was just, it wasn't that, you know, it wasn't that huge of a meet, but I mean, literally, I would say every great American discus thrower was there. So it was weird because they had an open division, a university division, a college division, and then a junior college division. And it was just a stunning day. I mean, and then afterwards, because Coach Lahadi would never let us leave meets, so I got done. Say they had all the discus stuff in the morning. We didn't leave until late at night. I stayed through with this guy from Air Force Academy. Yeah, it was just cool. So you have the best and the brightest over there. You got a junior college thrower at the time, a Division I thrower at the time, and it was cool because I just learned so much. I mean, it was just a meet in Wilt Chamberlain at the Mount Sac was pretty cool. That's a million years ago. Yeah. Good morning. So on this set, we'll get to 400 for sure, and then that leaves only 350. Oh, this is it's a tough one for me. Whew. Okay, 400. Oh, okay. Good. Got another coffee drinker in there. If you ever see season 1 of The Office, I think it's the last episode, it might be 6, where the girl sells the purses, and Michael Scott is trying to get her to go on a date. He starts talking about coffee, and it might be the most uncomfortable few minutes. There's so many, but that was particularly bad, I thought. When I first started teaching, I really didn't drink coffee. I did before track meets because of the caffeine. But since coffee was free at the school I taught, I started drinking coffee. It's weird because at first, the first couple of years you drink coffee, you get a buzz out of it, and and then of course it just becomes something warm in your mouth. to, and it gives you a pause when a student asks a stupid question. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't tell my students I said that. Where would it be? Where's it 3 p.m.? In England? My coffee drinker, are you in England? Dave, at the coffee and weed. What am I speaking on the Raise the Bar? I'm speaking about my balance. It's my balance workshop. Oh, Poland. Okay. Good morning. The Raise the Bar workshop. I only have an hour and 15 minutes, so mostly I'm going to talk about how we can, as fitness people, we can support people. The big thing comes down is just you, you need to make sure up here you don't overcoach people when they're trying to work out. Make sure that the exercises you give them have built-in regressions, progressions, corrections. Change exercises quickly if there's an issue. Quickly, boom, I mean seconds. It's okay to progress, regress, congress, whatever you do. That's kind of big talk. It's as long as you have your clients trending in a positive direction, that's the best you can do. I think the biggest mistake people make is that very often. So, for example, right now I'm trending downward in my body weight. You know, I'm retired. I've moved on. Yeah, my pre-workout supplement is coffee, and I don't think you need anything else. Fasting and coffee. But so if I was to hire you as my personal trainer and you looked at my body weight on the scale today and you said, well, we got to do this, 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 and this, what you're missing is the fact that I've been trending downward for the past decades. Every year I'm trending down. I'm still Olympic lifting, which is very important to me. I'm still doing Highland Games. That's very important to me. I still roll around the ground with my grandkids every day. That's important to me. So the mistake we make sometimes, and we make this mistake constantly in my world, is you take a snapshot of things. You know, okay. So you look at one play in an American football game. You look at one play in a basketball game, and then you say, okay, here's the problem, because you just circle the one play. But really, they were talking this morning about it's a basketball thing, who cares? But I guess some Laker isn't playing very hard. And, well, they showed one play of him dogging it. I have no dog. I don't care. I don't. Sorry, serious. I shouldn't use dogs. Don't like the phrase. He was dogging it. So, you know, you take a snapshot of one play. It tells you nothing. I always look for trends. Oh, you bet. Hey, hi. Yeah, that was a nice conversation. Day 17 to 20. We're basically in the same place, I think. I have two more after this. And I'm doing 750 today. Oh, God. Let's get to 500. So, I feel today like that old thing we used to teach in. I will enjoy that breakfast. But I have still 300 swings plus to go. So, yeah. So yesterday I got the mayor of my hometown here recognized me for my achievements. And then we went had this big dinner last night. It was very nice, very kind. And then, of course, this morning, back to swings. I don't know if you've ever heard the story about enlightenment. There's a guy trying to find enlightenment. He's on the side of a hill in a snowy cave, and he's got his legs crossed, and this man comes trudging up the hill. And the guy says to the man with the burden, he says, what's enlightenment? And the guy with the big, heavy backpack on takes his backpack off, goes, ah. And the man in the snowy cave says, what's after enlightenment? And the guy goes, puts the backpack on and starts walking back up the hill. I always thought that was funny. Nothing like a kettlebell swing to get you huffing and puffing. Yeah, There's a few other ways I do it, but these are my favorites. Okay, let's, once we get over this, we're only 300 to go, so here we go. Okay. Now, on a typical day, this next set finishes it, but today, because today's special, I'll have 250 more, which is fine. Oh. Hey, good morning, everybody. Reminder, reminder today that if you have questions, send them to podcast@danjohnuniversity.com. I do my best to answer each and every question. People who've been longtime listeners are starting to laugh because when you hear the nearly exact same question over and over and over, and I answer it over and over and over, it gets kind of funny, but that's just a lesson of life, you know. When I taught, and I was at pretty academic schools, but it doesn't matter what you do, right? You know. Okay, let's get started. Let's open your notebooks up. Yes. What do you want us to do? Open your notebooks up. Yes. You don't have a pen. By the time you got going. So if you want to be a teacher or a coach, you better get used to answering the same questions. I mean, that's just the rule. That's the truth. And anybody who ever says, "When I was young, you did too." I've been around long enough. You know, God, I remember being a junior playing football, and we had a couple of seniors who, when they were like in the 8th and 9th grade, everyone thought they were going to go to the NFL because they were just kind of better than everybody else. You know, well, the thing was, in the 8th and 9th grade, they were this tall. They were 5'9", weighed 165 pounds in the 9th grade. So they were just dominated guys like me who were little boys at 118. Of course, a couple of years later, you know, the guy who's 5'9", and they never got faster. They never lifted weights. But these same guys, I remember, they were seniors, and we'd be in meetings and going over what we're going to do for defense, and they'd be screwing around. Coach would turn around, and they would, you know, and we'd go to games, and it'd come down to, well, we have names for that in football, but really important times in the game, and they were never ready. And so it keeps going. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Okay, let's let's get to 500. And when we get to 500, we'll be 2/3 of the way done. So let's go. Good. Okay, so I'm well over 500 now, and looking forward to getting these next couple hundred in. One of the things that's frustrating about doing the 10,000 swing challenge, and most things that I recommend, is that the results aren't instant. I remember years ago, Charles Staley telling me that he added an interesting word to a book to make it sell better. Add 2 weeks, no, check that. Add an inch to your arms instantly in 2 weeks. Add an inch to your arms instantly in 2 weeks. And I always thought that was instantly in 2 weeks. So the kettlebell swing for me is that, like last year, I instantly lost, in calendar year 2021, I lost 36 pounds. I have 35 pounds, which is 16 kilos. And it was instant. It just took 365 days or whatever it was. Yeah, probably 300 days or less. So the benefits of the 10,000 swing challenge are instant. It just takes a couple of weeks. Good morning. Again, if you guys have any questions, pop them. My Instagram friends, pop them in. Happy to help out. If you're just here to watch somebody swing 750 times, you found it. You found the right place. Yes. Yes. So, and again, if you guys have questions, it makes the show go better, the YouTube go better. Okay. Oh, excellent. Okay. Only 200 to go. I will live to make it to breakfast. I'm hungry. It does make no sense to me. Why? No, it does. It's the way it works. But, like so many of you, if you're in the industry, your clients, they want to do an hour workout, step on the scale and be, a kilo or 2 pounds lighter. And, they show up the next day and it just doesn't work that way. I like the word from the Atkins people, whoosh, whoosh, WHOOSH. It's this idea where the scale weight goes nowhere, goes nowhere, goes nowhere, big drop. I think that's much, with the people I work with, that's the most common. With some of the most successful people, it's weird because they will be at a very high number and they'll trend down, which makes everybody happy. They trend down on the scale and, a couple of weeks just by drinking water and going for walks, they trend down. And then something like kind of hits and, and it's weird. Their weight on the scale drops big time. But also at some other level, they also, it's like I'm talking about the whole system. I'm talking about the brain, the excitement. I mean, the thinking. They suddenly, not only do they lose weight on the scale, but it's like, okay, now let's do this and let's do that. I enjoy that. I like that. Speed to impact is more, yeah. going fast is a tough one, you know. It's funny to teach kids speed. You know, how many reps you need to teach speed. What I found with speed is that there's only two speeds. On sprinting speed, there's only two speeds. Absolutely as fast as you can go in drills. Anything else in the middle doesn't help. That's your miles may vary. When it comes to throwing the discus farther to improve their speed, we actually take a whole bunch off and give them a target. Trash cans are great, and try to throw it into the trash can, not at 80% of their best. And what's weird is that teaching them to be comfortable with that rhythm of an 80% throw makes their max speed go and throws go up, which everything I know about the human body is always the opposite of what I thought. Okay. Sirius doesn't want to be part of today's show. He's hiding over here. So, when Mike and I first kind of put this together, we tried to do 1,000 swings a day for 10 days. I'm doing this today and I can't believe that. Mike and I spent a long time putting together this challenge, Mike Warren Brown. And it's funny because when we first decided to do the 1,000 a day for 10 days, we did 1,000 on day one. Now that's when you get to 500 reps and you're halfway on day one. Oh, so day two comes around and we get up to about 800. And I remember we were both stressed. You could tell, the way we talked, we were both agitated. When we get around 800, and I just suddenly went, eep. And like my back stopped working. I wasn't hurt. I wasn't injured. I think that I'd so fried my posterior chain. So we then had these long conversations, and finally it was much longer than we should have, decided that the 500 swings a day is where we needed to be. Of course, today's 750. After this set, I'll be over 600, and that sounds strange, but I'm so looking forward to being done today. That's my grandson. He's playing upstairs. Nice. Oh, good. 6. 25. Good. Good. That's a good place to be. So we're coming in the land on today's session. Just a little over 100. So yeah. If you buy my book, Attempts, I can explain this in great detail. But for me, I would say the glute bridge, is first. So the glute bridge, which is the isometric hip thrust. I've got a bunch of little drills. Just YouTube those. And then from the glute bridge, the hip thrust. And then there's a whole number of drills. One of my favorites is you get someone next to a wall and you just have them push their butt into the wall just to teach the movement. I'm a big believer in the rack deadlift, doing deadlifts with either the bar an inch below the knee or an inch above the knee, here or here. I have a couple of specialized exercises I teach. I went over the magic drill here, a couple of things. You just type in my name and magic drill. I think it's in my YouTube channel. That's the best drill by far. For most people, we never do swings. Part of the problem with swings is it's been taken over by the geek police. Even here, you'll see people. I've had people come on Instagram and say my swings aren't good enough on my YouTube channel. And what's funny about that, I'm a master instructor in 2 organizations, and I'm doing 750 swings today. I don't want to. I'm just doing it to support some of my friends online. But the problem with the kettlebell crazies is that they are just so nitpicky. They're so horrible about it. And frankly, I used to work with a woman named Maxine, so I call it, this is a Maxine behavior. Someone who's always constantly trying to find fault. And Maxine was wonderful at it. She could find fault in everything. And of course, that always makes it real hard to run a department or an organization. So Maxine was the one who got mad because we wanted to put up Christmas decorations during Advent, not after Christmas, which is the tradition in certain countries, but not this one. So layer. Oh, Kylie left. Goodbye. We lost our Swedish person. Boy, we start talking about Christmas and we lose people. So okay. So yeah, we're on the downhill. I'll get myself over. So I only have about 100 to go after this, and that'll go fast. Okay. Going. Good. Okay. Wait, 40. 4 plus 2, yeah. So in the next set, we'll get over 700, maybe, which gets us to only 50, and this longest day is over. So for those of you coming in late, I've been sick with COVID, so I had to have an easy workout about a week ago where I only did 250 swings. So I'm kind of making it up today so that tomorrow and Saturday I'll do 500 and finish the swing challenge. Somebody asked me how many I've done. I'm sure I've done at least 20. I think I'm closer to 2 dozen though. The only problem is I don't put this. My notebooks don't always reflect the challenges as well, because sometimes I'll use I'll use just little note cards to go through the challenge, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it, except when I count how many I've done. I figure Mike and I did probably 4 before I released the first article, and probably did an additional 4 before I released the second one. And then I've been doing it every January since 2013. So, you know, I mean, the numbers sneak up around 20. And I've been there, done that with this. I don't need to impress anybody, but it's a lot of reps. Okay, so let's get over 700, and I do truly feel those extra reps today. Those are some swollen. Yesterday I had a picture. I posted a picture, and I looked at my left hand. My left hand looked to me, looked swollen. I'm like, well, what's wrong with your hands? And then I thought, well, whenever I do the 10,000 swing challenge, I just feel like my hands turn into mitts, gloves. I know it's not true. I know hands don't grow. Maybe they do. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's some limiting in there. Okay, let's get over it. Excellent. Almost finished. Almost. Well, this has been a good morning. I had a delightful night. Got to hang out with the mayor, which is cool. Great dinner. Great night. And yeah. If you guys have any questions on Instagram, it's been quiet on Instagram the last few days. Though honestly, how many questions can you ask about a 10,000 kettlebell swing challenge? Oh. And for the record, it's important. I'll never do a half day again. Unless I'm like, I was so sick. I was so sick last Sunday when I was doing that video. I was ill. Oh. And then we also think we found some other reason I've been getting sick. The water bottle I drank out of has a stretchy straw in it, and you would never notice it, but it has mold in there. So I've been drinking mold every day for a couple of months. Home stretch out. In fact, that young person there is the person who discovered hi Erica, the person discovered the moldy straw situation. How are you? It's funny. And it's a good idea. You should hire somebody once a month to walk through the house and just say, there's a smell in here. You need to clean that up. Did you notice? Because you never notice. You never notice your own stuff. I think. I mean, you just don't. Let's get back to work, shall we? Let's finish this bad boy. Not this set, but 2 sets to finish. Okay. Oh. Some of me wanted to just finish it off, but my forearms did not. Oh, thank you for supporting me, gentle friends on Instagram, and thank you, friends on YouTube. So today I knew today would be, I didn't think it'd be a hard day. None of my challenges are hard. Well, squatting your body weight for 50 years. But most of my challenges are mostly just, well, even then, you just gotta tighten up and go. But I like challenges that make you have to keep coming back and keep coming back. One of the things I like about fast mimicking dieting by Walter Longo, it's only 5 days. And about day 3, you really, day 3 is tough. It's tough for me anyway. But the nice thing is, it's like when I finish it, for the next months and months, I enjoy my food better. I'm smarter about what I eat. Yeah. So that's what I think is the key. So after this, we'll be finished. Instagrammers, if you have any more questions, let me know. This will finish it. A reminder, my friends on YouTube, danjohnuniversity.com. I think by the time you get this, the specials will be over, which is too bad. But we've got a lot of great stuff. New course on game changers, goal achievement, how to program, which I think is under fat loss, easy strength for fat loss, 2 easy strength courses, which I'm expanding on again. So if you're interested, sign up. The forum is great. You have dozens of books in the downloads for you to enjoy. One of my goals long term is to make. Really, I wouldn't mind if all my work was downloadable at the site. Part of a membership was to get all my books. And I don't think that's a terrible idea, but that'll be something because I've got agreements, publishing agreements. So okay, let's. This will do it. 750 swings catches me up. Tomorrow 500, Saturday 500, and done. Good. Oh, okay. So that puts 750 in the books. That gives me a total of, oh boy, did I screw that up? Oh, I went back too many days. So that gives me, so that puts me at 9,000 swings completed, which is a good number. The last 2 workouts are already often the most fun. Well, thanks again, everybody. Remember, I'm Dan John, danjohnuniversity.com. Podcast at danjohnuniversity.com if you have questions. But other than that, until next time, let's all keep on lifting and learning, okay? Thank you.